It is impossible for someone at this time to not be aware of what Google is. Google has become more than a company. It's part of our lives now. We even use it as a verb. Google this, Google that. I mean, how did it all start? Hey guys, and welcome back to another video of Startup Bits. Today, we will see how Google climbed up the ladder of success. So, without any further delay, let's get started. Do you know how much is a billion? A billion is 1,000 millions. A huge amount, right? Can you guess how much would be a trillion? A trillion is 1,000,000 millions. And as of 2022, Google is worth $1.4 trillion. I mean, it's unimaginable. And it is even strange, at least to me, that we don't pay Google anything to use their services. Then how does their revenue generate? Well, basically, its business includes internet search, cloud computing, and mainly advertising technology, but Google's major profit comes from advertising services such as AdWords. But that's not important. Important is, how did Google rise to 1 trillion? Talking of Google's history, there are only two names which pop up, Larry Page and Sergey Brin. They both met each other at Stanford University during their PhDs. Like minds always attract each other, and since then, they both worked together day and night to make a fortune for themselves. Google was actually Larry's dream. He once dreamt of downloading the entire internet. When he woke up and thought about it, he realized that he could at least gather all the links on the internet. From there, he got the idea of Google. Not like, okay, let's make Google. It happened gradually. Initially, Page and Brin collaborated on a search engine called Backrub, but that did not solve all the problems. So, after 2 years of improvements, they developed Google's online search engine in 1998. Always remember, whenever a business gets successful, it's only when it's solved a problem which has not been solved before. So what did Google solve? Even though there were search engines before, why was Google a solution? Well, the other search engines would always display irrelevant lists which are annoying for the user. So these brilliant men developed the algorithm, such that it only displayed relevant information which the user needed. Even though the company is worth more than $1 trillion now, back then, both the co-founders faced financial issues in establishing Google. They managed to gather up loans from friends and family up to $1 million, and they formally established Google in September of 1998 in California. Google had only 3 employees at first. Then, the number increased to 8 just after 6 months. And in 2022, this number has increased to more than 100,000 employees. Another fact about Google which is absolutely mind-blowing is that as of January 2020, Google owned 87.4% of the global market share of search engines. If you are an entrepreneur, you would know that if a business does not evolve and stays in its original shape, it will die. Google's founders knew this, and they evolved at the right times. They evolved from Google search engine to Google Maps, Gmail, operating systems, Google Play Store, browsers like Google Chrome. I mean, you name the department of the internet, and you will find Google there. Among the most famous departments of Google are probably Gmail and Chrome. Well, as Google got its success, people did not doubt their services as well, and that's how Gmail left its competitors like Yahoo and Outlook way behind. Even though other email platforms are still in use, Gmail is certainly the most famous. But the way Chrome has made its place in our lives, I am impressed. Google first released the Chrome browser 14 years ago. It was the company's first web browser. It was originally launched as a Windows-only beta app before making its way to Linux and Mac OS just a year after its launch. The main reason for its success was that Chrome was the right browser at the right time. People were frustrated with Internet Explorer, and Firefox had been steadily building momentum, but Chrome instantly solved all the issues. So, it was not hard for people to choose Chrome over other web browsers. One thing you might not know is that Google's parent company is Alphabet. In 2015, Google announced that it was creating the parent company and leaving the Google moniker to businesses, human life, drone deliveries, and internet provision via high-altitude balloons. Even though Larry and Brin co-founded Google, neither of them is the CEO currently. The current CEO of Google is Sundar Pichai. He joined Google back in 2004 as a product manager. Climbing up the ladder of success, he was made product chief over both Google and the Android smartphone operating system in 2014. He had offers from Microsoft and Twitter, but he was offered enough finances to stay at Google. When in 2015, Alphabet came into being, it was no surprise that the next CEO of Google was Sundar. 4 years later, when Page stepped down from Alphabet, Sundar became the CEO of Alphabet as well. Google has had its failures. For instance, Google Video was washed away because of the market of YouTube, and Google+, which was the company's social platform, also phased out. Same goes for Hangouts. People barely use it. But these failures did not stop Google from growing and getting a prototype into beta and then iterating it based on user data. If a product or service is not bringing enough market, it is packed up for another time and the lessons learned are applied to the next idea. And for Google, there always seems to be the next idea. With that, I would like to conclude today's video. I hope you enjoyed it. Don't forget to subscribe to the channel and press the bell icon so you don't miss out on our future updates. I will see you in the next video. Till then, take care, goodbye.